So our face all swole up. This side you'll see a lump here, definitely of dead sheep. So they're ready for the ram. Welcome to Sheep School. Today, few jobs on. Fluke dose the ewes, number one. Have to clear out the shed. I've stock in the shed. So these 5 lambs, they're the ones I bought in Ballymena. So these lambs need to go out. I didn't shear them after. Just going to let them run, see how they go. This lad here, going to have to rehome him. So he was the lad I had picked out for Tullamore show. He actually hurt his foot getting up on the trailer, and I never let him back out. Just as well, because you see the casualty I had probably from fighting. Now we just have a couple of visitors here. I have Enya's just arrived here. Hello.
Hello.
You okay? She's a little bit sick this week. She wasn't at school for 2 days, but she's okay. She's coming out to see what's going on today. You going to help me?
Yeah.
Good girl. The rest of the help is here. Herself, Orla, has just arrived as well. And Noah. Noah's a bit snotty as well. He's not great. How are you feeling, Orla?
Fly.
She's in good spirits after her little debut last week. Her voiceover debut. I think she's found her calling.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So I have a special delivery here. So I have some boxes of stuff here. So this is, well, we'll have a look and see. This is probably the most important little gift I bought myself this year. New pair of boots. These ones are in bits. Feet are cutting me. So, going to treat myself to new boots. Can't beat it. Lovely job. And let's have a look here. Yeah. So some spray markers for marking the rams. Some nitroxinil. This is the Fluke dose again. So another Fluke dose here. Doesn't catch the early immature fluke, but it is quite a useful dose in the fight against liver fluke. So going in with that, that's the first Fluke dose. We've done them with rumen fluke in the last sheep video. So that's another wee job for today. Going to do all the ewes and rams with that today. So let me see what else we have here now. So a couple of 5 packs of Fluke Ivor. 5 litre packs. Consantal is the active ingredient. Ranide or rifoxanide, the first dose. I'll do nitroxinil next, and then I'll do the Fluke Ivor probably in January or just before scanning time. So the painful part, that's my grand total. €607 to treat every animal on the farm 3 times across the winter. So I just buy them all at the one time. So painful enough, but look, that's the joys of it. There is veterinary costs involved in sheep, and that is one of them. But what we do, don't Fluke dose in my area, definitely of dead sheep. Let's see what's in this one. Rattle powder. So it's the rattle powder. I have some yellow, orange and red. Not be using it today. Next week I think the rams will be going out. We'll chat about that maybe next week. Used to use the harness, well, tried it, didn't really like it, so I just used the rattle. Give you a look at that next week. Now, not too hard to move these. You'll see Robbie at the end of the gate there. He just rattled it and out they come. Mad to get out. So for the first time all year, the grass is really starting to disappear. Going to be a bit of a problem. I didn't get the call yet for anybody looking for sheep in for winter grazing, but hopefully we get there. See a couple of ewe lambs in with these, broke out under a fence, so we'll have to separate them. So just going to run these in now for a Fluke dose. Not much left in the lick buckets. So we're back on the dosing job again. Now, before you leave, I'm not going to bore you. I'm just going to tell you what we're using here. We're using rifoxanide. I'll give you a look at the active ingredient there. rifoxamide. So the product is called Ranide. It's a Fluke treatment. I believe it's quite closely related to Clonsantal. So overuse of this one and Clonsantal together is, they're almost like cousins, a bit like the clear drenches. So I haven't used this one in a couple of years. No known resistance to it that I believe. Yeah, there we go. No reported resistance to it in Fluke. Always nice to know. Not like the triclobenazole. Triclobenazole is very good. It'll get them early, really early immature flukes, but not much good if there's resistance to it. So this is a good one. The problem with this one is it'll only control fluke 8 weeks of age and older, so it's not getting them really early ones that do the harm. But look, it's a tricky one to get on top of. Liver fluke is a difficult one to get a handle on, so we use what we have. So we have rifoxamide, Clonsantal, which again is similar. We have triclobenazole, which is a little bit of resistance, and the other one is nitroxanil. Now you have albendazole, which only kills adult fluke. Not much good in the control of liver fluke this time of year, for the simple reason it only kills that adult fluke. So at 10, 11, 12 weeks of age, come to adults, it's not much good killing them then, because there's a good chance that they'll already kill the sheep, because it's the early fluke that do the harm. So they've eaten a good field of grass there. They're definitely in better condition. When you look across them here, they're in better nick, better condition. So not saying it was definitely rumen fluke. It didn't show up on the fecal leg sample, but that oxyclosanide definitely didn't do them any harm. So liver fluke is the other issue this time of year. So I'm going to go in with this rifoxamide. So it's a 5 litre pack. So into the backpack with this. I've got my belt on already. Good shake, as always, very important. Some of these thicker products, it's actually no harm to have them at room temperature, because they're quite thick and it's quite hard to get them through the dosing gun. So yeah, room temperature is always a good help. Make a start. Robbie's back from Canada. He was away, we mentioned that in the last video. He was over visiting his son and his family in Canada. So you're welcome back, Robbie.
Thanks very much, thanks very much. Cold off, waiting to do, nothing done since I left.
Good to have him back now. I'm going to actually check ewes here as we're going through, because my grass is starting to disappear. Really could be off. I could do with offloading some of these ladies. Now I had a farmer with loads of grass looking for some cull ewes. He's going to buy them to fatten them up, and he's probably right. I would say cull ewes are going to hold their value. So by springtime, if he's loads of grass to carry them over the winter, he'd probably make a few pound on them, maybe as much as a store lamb, and no meal. Cull ewes, once the feet are right, they're pretty easy to fatten. But once you have grass, I won't have much grass in another month's time. I'll have no grass. I'll be trying to outsource these onto some of the dairy farms. But look, we'll check some bags. So that's what the gloves on. Some of the older ladies as well, I kind of know by their tag number, the low tag numbers. If they're heading for 5 or 6 years old, I just check them out as well, because broken mouth, it's a tough winter for them out all winter on grass. So I'll maybe offload some of them as well if their mouth is bad enough. Again, if you're wondering what the dosing job, same as the oxyclosanide, 20 ml volume, 15 ml dose. So I'm going to give them 2 10s, 2.5 ml per 10 kilograms. Guessing these ewes are 80 kilos. They're probably a little bit under it, but I don't mind overdosing. It's no harm on this job. Bigger problem is underdosing. Now, just checking bags here. Found a ewe, the first ewe with a lump. So she gets a red mark. She will go. But I'm going to fluke dose them anyway, because if they're going to a new farmer, I don't want them dying on them anyway. So I will fluke dose them. there's none of them really factory fed. You could kill them, but they're quite lean, so they better get a bit of grass. So this sheep is actually the oldest sheep in the flock, this one here. She is, her number is 46. So I would have started my numbers when you order your tags first. Start at number 1. So she is number 46. I must actually just check her output over the 8 years to see how she performs. Jumper. So I can pull up her details here on the software. So you'll see her number here, 00046. She was born on the 8th of April 2015. We can see she was a single. It didn't affect her production. We can see she had 19 lambs over her 8 crops with only 1 dead lamb. I had to pick a fault with this sheep. Probably too many triplets over her lifespan, 4 sets of triplets. Much prefer doubles, which most of these will have. About 70% of them will have doubles. 15% triplets and 15% singles. The dose for rumen fluke and the field of grass definitely done a job on these ewes. Just have a look now, they're in good condition. They're actually quite fat. So they're ready for the ram, about a week's time. So you might think we're doing quite a bit of dosing with these sheep. This time of year I always find that the ewes need more attention across the winter, and in the summer it's the lambs. The lambs are getting more attention with worm doses and maggots and all the rest, but the ewes, for us anyway, we're in quite a fluky area. The ewes get a lot of attention now. There's quite a bit of dosing, 3 doses over the winter, and then you're into the Heptavac P a bit later on, pre-lambing. So they lead up a bit of time over the winter, and again, of course, the other problem is keeping grass in front of them as well. Now, there's a ewe here. So this is the ewe. I just want to show you a quick example. So I could feel her in the race, put my hand underneath, and it's the smallest little lump in her bag. Now, she had a bit of mastitis, very small bit of mastitis at one stage, but I won't keep her. She'll go. Now, she'd be fine. She'd rear a single, but most of my sheep have doubles. I'm scanning about 2, usually wean about 1.8 with these clins. Now, I just have no room for mastitis. What you'll usually end up with is 1 good lamb and 1 little runt. So I'll just show you a closer look here of what a lumpy bag looks like. She's well dried up, but see, this side is fine, that side quite an obvious lump. So you feel any kind of a lump like that in a sheep's bag, off she goes. So she might have some milk in that side, but not enough to rear 2 good lambs. I'm not saying she won't rear 2 lambs, but she definitely won't rear 2 good lambs because she hasn't got the milk output. So red mark, she'll go, I'm not keeping her. See here, one of the rams is showing a lot of interest in the ladies. Now he's rattled up, he's actually working at the minute, but not on my sheep. So some of the sheep are already cycling and the rams are showing quite a bit of interest in them. Now I've rattled on him, he's actually working. You'll see these ewes out here, a few ewes that I've sold to a young lad, and he dropped them back here, he wants them serviced. So this sheep is actually cycling because she's wagging the tail at this point. That's kind of how you know they're cycling. Pops, here. Good dog. So you see how much interest he's showing. She's definitely cycling, he's keen to get out with her. My little nephew Bobby's after arriving, just back from, what were you at today, rugby or football? Football, good man. Did you score it?
Yeah.
What?
I scored a goal.
Scored a goal?
Yeah.
Good man, he's showing potential. So are you ready for a bit of sheep farming?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem all that motivated, but sure, we'll give him a start. That's the boy. And what about sheep school? Every day?
Every school there's a sheep.
So you'll see a sheep here in the race. She's one I've just picked out, extremely thin, quite thin. You can actually see her backbone here. But she had maggots at one stage. But you can see her backbone. You'll see how narrow she is as well. You can actually see her bone sticking out. I've just had a look at her tag. She's a 6-year-old sheep, which is getting agey enough for my operation anyway, all off grass. So just show you her mouth here. So this is probably the reason why she's so thin. If we look inside her mouth here, so if we look inside her mouth here, you'll see she's actually missing some teeth. She's missing teeth here at the side, and she's missing teeth here. This sheep's teeth are beyond the pad. She's not fit to grip the grass between her teeth and the soft pad on top. So that's probably a good reason why she's thin. She'll go in with these ewes for culling. She's just not suitable for my operation. When I'm picking a ram, I usually try and pick a ram with short teeth for that reason, because I always find longer teeth are inclined to come forward. So a sheep at the back of the race here. She's a 6-year-old sheep again. She is in very good body condition, and I'm just toying with the idea, should I keep her or not? Quite fat, bag is good, she's in good nick. We'll just have a look at her mouth. I'm not sure, does this fall under the category of a broken mouth? We'll just have a look here. Her teeth are quite spaced. Her mouth is still within the front pad. Just a few teeth is worse than no teeth, because if there's no teeth they can still grip the grass and pull it. Long grass albeit. But she has got kind of spaced teeth, it's a bit like a rake. Now she's in good body condition. I think I'm going to keep her. Let me know if you think I'm mad or not. Should she go to the factory? It'd be great to hear your thoughts on it. So I'm just asking Robbie here, so what's your opinion? What would you do with her, Robbie?
I'd keep her.
Well, age is against her now.
I know, but
we still keep you though.
Good,
Yeah, we're not going to call him yet anyway. Yeah, we might keep her. Let us know what you think in the comments. Be great to hear from you. So I am a big fan of the cull tags. I stick them in if a sheep is sacking a maggot during lambing, or even shortly after if something's not right with her. I always have a red tag with me, a cull tag. Now see one here. You see that? Cull. So I won't miss her. She is going out with these ladies here. Something wasn't right, I'm not sure what it was, but she misbehaved in some shape or form. I'm not keeping her, so she'll go. So I used to actually notch ears with a little notcher. Of course, thought it was cheaper, but then I found sometimes the next year you could lamb one down and she's only got one side working in her bag, or one teeth, and on closer inspection the hair had grown over through the notch in her ear. So the 30-cent cull tag is money well spent. So this sheep here is after coming into the race, and about 2 weeks ago, so her face all swole up, quite puffy. Now I run her into the pen and checked her temperature, and she didn't have a temperature. And after a little research, I kind of guessed it was some type of poisoning. I think it's St. John's wort. It's a weed that grows up in my field near where the bog is, or the old loch up. It's where I done the slurry spreading video. And when some of the sheep eat the weeds, it can make their face all swell up. I had a bit of it in the old lambs, but didn't lose anything with it. Now she is very shook looking, but I think she should be fine. She's in good condition. So hopefully it didn't set her back too much, and she'll go in lamb. We hope for the best. You see how thin this one is? You see the bones sticking up here. So what's wrong with her? I'll try and give you a look at her. It's not a very obvious one, but her teeth are actually fine. When I check her front teeth, they're fine. Yeah, her mouth is good, but a strange one here. That side of her jaw is fine. This side, you'll see a lump here. Quite a significant lump there in her jaw. Compared to that side, no lump. You might see it there on the bottom. The lump there. I sometimes think this could be bad back teeth, or could it be something else? Let me know what you think. So you'll see here another case of that weed poisoning. I think it's St. John's wort. But same story, all the skin peeling off her head and her ears all scabby. It's strange, it's the only place on the farm that I get it is up beside the bog, up in that rougher bit of ground. So let me know if you think it's that weed, St. John's wort. Great to hear from you. Now I'm just using the reader here. I'm going to scan all the tags off the ewes. So we've run them through the race. We've separated out the culls here. So these are all the ladies that are not productive anymore. Not too many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 out of a batch of 180. I thought to be more, but there we go. So just going to scan, running these through again. 2 of them actually got away on me. Didn't get that in video, but I have to separate them out. So rather than catching them manually, I'm going to use the opportunity to scan all the tags and we'll get them all on the system. So these will be one group of ewes and I'll have them for sorting out for breeding as to which sheep go to which rams. Quite a lot of work in that. That's maybe in the next video I'll give you a look at that, but it's handy to have them all. At least I know what sheep are actually in this batch after casualties and sheep that go missing, and we all know what happens. So keep going. Come on. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Every day with sheep's a school day.
That's that bye.